race till 1918. Um, I didn't really know how to start this today. Um, I didn't particularly want to do a video directly after the game because, to be honest with you, I didn't really want to say shit that I didn't that I couldn't take back. First half, well, before that, the lineup today, I saw it strike coming in. I thought it was fine. Um, Brandon, I don't get it. Can somebody explain to me how Brandon Aronson starts that game? Starts any game for us? I don't get it at all. Um, First half, I thought we were very good. We led from the front, we pressurised them. Nemecha, very good game up front. First 55 minutes, I thought he ran himself into the ground, winning balls that he had no right to win, chasing lost causes, winning those. Obviously, very fortuitous goal from his point of view, but you have to be there to score it. Thought he worked his socks off for the team. It was his best display for us. Overall, I thought whenever Tanaka come up or Stack, whenever he got injured, I thought Tanaka was absolutely immense in that midfield. I thought he was combative, he was creative, he was technical. I thought our defence was sound in the first half. It was brilliant. Limited them to very little. Our fullbacks were brilliant in the first half. I got annoyed with Brendan constantly going in field, but I'll touch on that in a minute. Which basically meant Bogle was on his own, so to speak, in up that right wing. He had all that field ahead of him, but he had two men in front of him every single time. They were pressing him back, so ultimately our right wing is just null and void whenever Brendan plays. So Brendan he always roves around the middle of the pitch almost like he's got a free roll, but he does nothing with it. I thought our midfield was superb in the first half. Our centre, I thought Longstaff, I thought Ampadu and Tanaka when he came on were brilliant, absolutely brilliant. From 1-0, I thought, oh, please don't sit back, please don't sit back. I thought we done well, we done okay. And then came half time. And I spoke to my father, and we both said the same thing. Please don't let this be the West Ham game. Please do not let this be the West Ham second half. Within what, 90 seconds, 1-1. Just poor all around, 1-1. Um, in my opinion, I'm going to go through most of it here. That loss is 100% squarely at the feet of Daniel Farke. The effort of the team today was brilliant. People have to understand something. That Villa are now in the top 4 or 5 in the league after that result today, and we competed with them throughout the entire game. And I think we are held back by the manager. The first half, we pressed, we won balls, we second balls as well. We shouldn't have won. And the biggest difference was the sideline. Unai Emery knew we were winning that midfield battle. What did he do? He took off 2 players and he rejigs his team. What do we do? Nothing. The only sub we made before the 70th minute is a forced sub because of a head injury. I'm sick to the back teeth of this. I am just sick and tired of being sick and tired. We spoke about this time and again. It's not just this game, it's every game. It's so bad that whenever you make the sub in the 70th minute, and the fans are cheering, ironically. I just don't get it. Why are we accepting this from the sideline? People say the players aren't good enough and the players aren't this, and they are. They've shown they are. We have a manager. My father said to me after about 55 minutes, he turned around and he said to me, "Look, a couple of them boys look a bit leggy. We need to freshen it up in there." 55 minutes. But no, 55 minutes. We need to freshen it up. He didn't do anything. Did nothing. He waits the 70th minute. He waits to your 2-1 down. He reacts. He reacts in the 70th minute. He doesn't read Emery changing things up at half time. So he's wasted 25 minutes of the second half to do anything to try to impact that game. He puts Dan James on. Dan James, again, was absolutely brilliant whenever he came on. Perot is just not at the level. DCL come on, goal ruled out, handball, not much you can do about that. But how do you make the sub? You put on Willie. Willie played well as well. You take Okafor off, you take all these players off, but you leave Brendan Aronson on until the 80th minute. I think Brendan come on the 80th minute or come off for Perot. Could be wrong. Okafor was combative. He tried. He was running. He done quite a lot of running. Um, Brendan Aronson just gives nothing, zero. The amount of times he lost that ball, and the fans on the ground, you can hear them just groaning, and it's groaning every time he turns and passes it backwards. He can't beat a man. He can't play a ball in the box, and Daniel Farke continuously plays him. There are players in our team that aren't good enough. But the players that aren't good enough, Daniel Farke continues to play them. You have a fully fit Dan James. You have a fully fit Willie Gnonto coming out of the mouth of the man at the press conference prior to the game. You had a fully fit Willie Gnonto and Dan James. And he still chooses Brendan Aronson over them, who has given us nothing at this level. People, oh, he scored a goal. It was a tap-in. Come on. Oh, he's got an assist. It was a 10-yard pass. Come on. He's done nothing. This game reminds me so much of that West Ham game. It's scary. We were on top in the first half. We knew we were on top. West Ham changed. What did they do? They changed their midfield. They got on top and they dominated us. What did we do? We did nothing. What happened today? Emery, exactly the same as West Ham, changed. Changed their midfield. Changed their attack. Took Buendia off. What happened? One of their subs scores a goal. You know, sometimes you have to take your hat off and just say that's a great goal. That free kick, people can say, oh, Perry needs to do better. Listen, Daniel, don't come out in the aftermatch and try to blame Goodmanson or Strike or Perry. Sometimes you've got to take your hat off and just say that free kick's amazing. Number one, you have a draft excluder under the wall. That is absolutely pointless if the wall's not going to jump, which they don't. He beats the wall. The ball swerves. It's going one way, changes direction to another way. The keeper's got no chance. And they can say, oh, it's not directly in the corner. No, listen, the keeper's going one way and the ball swerves the other. There's nothing the keeper can do with that. Unless he completely doesn't trust his wall and is standing where the free kick's head at him. It's just not going to happen. The most combative, most technical midfielder that we had was Tanaka. He came on as a sub, obviously, for the head injury. Then he gets subbed off. And he was angry. And can we blame him? Can you blame Tanaka for being angry? No. He kept Brendan Aronson on the pitch, took Tanaka off. He could have played Tanaka a wee bit further forward. That it meant then we don't have to rely on him going in for into tackles and things like that. I There's so many things I want to say that I'm frustrated with, to be honest with you, and but it's all the same shit. It's like we we can talk about Daniel Farke up from how the cows come home, but we can talk about the lads, the team, but nothing's changing. If nothing changes, then we're going down. We're going down without a fight. You know, I'm down, and I'll tell you why I'm down. I think we've got the players. I really do. We can see in the West Ham game we've got the play. I don't get it. Like, there's something I want to actually raise. I'm gonna raise it now. We have conceded 2 goals today in the second half. I said we conceded 12 goals total of all our goals in the second half of games. That was prior to today. We conceded two today. We conceded two against Forest. We conceded two against Brighton. This is all second half goals. One against Burnley. One against Spurs. One against Bournemouth. We conceded one against Fulham. We conceded four against Arsenal. No, I think it is, or maybe it's three against Arsenal. So we have conceded 14 goals. Out of the 22 goals that we have conceded, we have conceded 14 of them in the second half. 14. We're looking at it and we're going, we know that we look leggy. We know that we look very off it. We know that we are in a place where we need to change it up in the midfield. Yet Daniel Farke does nothing to the 70th minute. Does that surprise anybody? No, it doesn't. Yet at the same time, he's saying people are fit. How are we conceding that many goals in the second half of games? It's like 22 goals we've conceded this season. Scoring 11, I think it is. We're minus 11 goal difference. We have conceded 22 goals. And 14 of those goals are in the second half of games. And any sub he makes is either forced upon him or it's reactionary. He is not proactive. We all know that the issue is coming from the sideline. And I'm sick and tired of looking at the sideline and seeing Daniel Farke raise his arms, shake his head, rub his chin, and complain to a fourth official. And I'll tell you why. It's on you, Daniel. It's all on you. And I'm going to tell you something, Daniel. Today, we're in the relegation zone. And Daniel, you know what? We're also below 1 point per game. The metric you set, we had a real opportunity today. But that game was very much lost on the sideline. A point against Villa would have been a great point. But that game was lost on the sideline. And I don't give a shit if that people that come out and back Farke out of the hilt. I don't care if they turn around and give off. I'm like, why can't I'm asking you a simple question. If you are still backing this man at this point, why are you doing so? How can you back the man after seeing not just that once? We've seen it against West Ham. We've folded against them in the second half. We've seen it against Brighton, against Forest. We've now seen it today against Villa. Folded completely in the second half. I could go into stats all day long. I'm not going to talk stats. I want to talk Daniel Farke because ultimately that's where, whether you believe he should be in or out, um, yeah, there's no defending the man today. There's no defending. You go from a winning position, being really at the top of the game, and it's just repeat and rinse, repeat and rinse, rinse and repeat, whatever it is, it's the same thing. When you come out after an interview and you're asked to be Brendan Aronson, and he comes to a passionate defence of Brendan Aronson, and basically the stick he gets isn't fair, and he's worried about mental health. What he's doing is he is throwing, not Brendan under this, but under the bus. He's throwing shit at the fans. He's basically telling the fans, shut up. Don't have an opinion. Keep quiet. No, Daniel. If Brendan is under pressure, it's because of how you're deploying him. He has said it himself in the past. He is not a right winger. He has said it. He's not a left winger. He sees himself as an 8. You take him off the right wing, and he goes in midfield into the centre when you made the subs after the 70th minute. So that makes sense because he sees himself as an 8/10. I don't see him playing anywhere near Premier League level, but that's by the by. Also, Daniel, the man who sees himself as an 8/10 and you start him as a winger time and time again over James and Willie Gnonto continually drifts in field, never stays out in the wing, never gives width, which in turn leaves Bogle double teamed every game. If you're not seeing that, what are you looking at? What are you watching? Don't come to us and tell us that Brendan Aronson is going to start suffering because we're criticising him. We're criticising Brendan Aronson and you're playing him out of position. When two wingers who can both play on the right, by the way, Dan James and Willie Gnonto, or Okafor, when those attacking and creative players are fit, you don't do it. The other thing is we don't create an awful lot. So what do? We play a man who's not a winger on the wing. When you have Dan James fully fit, who scored a goal the other day for Wales, you've Willie Gnonto back to full fitness and full sharpness. They can both play. And what do? We turn around and play a man out of position rather than start them creative players in the game. Make it make sense. Just make it make sense. It's got this stage now where people are encroaching on the field to confront the man, Daniel Farke, and the West Yorkshire Police has obviously got involved. I didn't actually see that, but I'm sure some people have. That can't happen. We can't let ourselves down as a fan base like that. However, there are people angry. A lot of fans booed at the end of that game. I want to ask Daniel a question. He made a comment after the game. We need 6 more wins and a few draws, of course. We have to play all the sides around us at home. Name me one, other than Wolves potentially, name me one game right now under Daniel Farke where we're going to pick up points, full points. We have 6 to get, don't forget, according to him. 6. I'm not sure under him we're getting 1. We got beat by Burnley. We got beat by Forest convincingly. They're not going to be anywhere near. West Ham dicked us in the second half. And they're in a run. They've won 3 in a row. Fulham will be okay. Everton will be okay. Where are we getting these 6 wins, Daniel? I think we've got the players. I think we need to add players. I think the 49ers have absolutely shafted us all. I think the 49ers have shafted him. Farke. But Farke has 2 strikers in Nemacha and DCL. Nemacha's 3 goals. He has to start because he's the informed striker. DCL's got 1 goal. Okafor's got 2 goals. Rodon's got 2 goals. In 12 games, that's shite. Shite. We'll have to look at it from a realistic perspective here. And you can call us emotional or passionate all you want. But the fact of it is, we are emotional, we are passionate, and we are for a reason. Whenever you can turn around and you can say, they gave 100%, they gave everything they got, then I have no complaints with the team. There's very little people in that team today, with the exception of Brendan. usually is my problem. There's a few of them. And people can say, oh, it's his fault for this goal or that goal. No, it's Daniel Farke's fault for not changing it. It's Daniel Farke's fault for being reactionary. It's Daniel Farke's fault that he telegraphs his subs in the 70th minute. That unless he makes a sub, unless somebody gets injured and he's forced to make a sub, he doesn't make the sub until then. It's Daniel Farke's fault that whenever we played West Ham, they saw what we were doing, they corrected things and dicked us in the second half. It's Daniel Farke's fault that we went to Forest and they dicked us. It's Daniel Farke's fault that we got beat 3-0 at Brighton. It could have been 6. It's Farke's fault today that Emery went in at half time and was able to change his team about. And people will say, well, he's got the squad and he's got this. Well, we did not change anything. We went to the same old. We're 2-1 down with 10 minutes to go. Let's throw everybody on and try and kick the ball long and see what we can do. Again, I ask you, what the fuck's our identity? I just don't get it. He says we'll have to concede less. This is his only worry and nothing else. But he doesn't want his. He's also said that he doesn't want his strikers to win the Golden Boot. So we're just going to play 11 men behind the ball now, are we? Forget tactics. Just play everybody behind the ball. You know, I'm sick of talking about Brendan Orson. I'm not going to go in that road. It is high time that this man was relieved from his duties. We can't wait until the Man City game. If we play Man City and stacks out, if we play Man City and it's this man in charge, this could be an absolute cricket score. And then it gets easier. We play Chelsea. Then it gets even easier than that. People can say Liverpool's in a bad run of form. We could play fucking 4 screen overs. It doesn't matter. Whoever we're going to play right now under this man, we're fucked. People can say, are the players playing for him? Are the players playing for him? Look at how Tanaka reacted coming off that pitch. Tanaka, one of the most softly spoken men in that changing room, one of the most timid, but yet one of the most technically gifted footballers. And he takes him off. How did he react? Was it all sweetness and light? Look at Willie Gnonto after the game whenever he came over for a hug. What did Willie Gnonto do? He didn't hug him, give him a hug back. I'm telling you now, the man's done. I'm sick of it. We can go into the analysis. I can go into all the stats of the game, but we're not stupid. We're not blind. I didn't know where this video was going to go. I didn't know where the video was going to go today. But it's just, there is no debating that he has to leave. He has to leave. The 49ers are in a position right now, and they're partly to blame for this. Let's not forget this. They are partly to blame for this. 100%. They're in a position where they've got to get this right. I don't want some fucking League One manager. I don't want some Championship manager. I don't want some manager that isn't going to better us. We need to invest heavily in a manager and his backroom team. Things need to change. Patrick Bamford came out in the middle of the week and he's been slating Farke. Slating him. Within reason. And it's probably true. Let's be honest, true. He made Bamford train on his own. Why? He isolated Ailing. He got rid of Cooper. I'm not saying that these things were wrong or right or whatever. Dallas. These men held stature at our club and he got rid of them all 4 and more. The man's got an ego. He's got too much control and power. He needs to go. We need a football man at the director of football. We need somebody in there. And we need a team behind a top manager. We need a manager with a plan. that is able to go not just 4-3-3, that is able to play a 3-5-2, a 3-4-2-1, a 4-4-2. I don't give a flying fuck what he can play as long as he can change it up and adapt in game. When Unai Emery can look at half time and analyse our first half performance, and he knows with possible certainty that we're going to make our subs in the 70th minute, he knows what he can do. He knows he can make changes. And he's read that game. Even though he's not big at making half-time changes, what did he do? And he was rewarded after 90 seconds. And what did Farke do? He did nothing. He did nothing. He waited till we were 2-1 down. He waited to the 70 minutes. And then at the 80th minute, he threw everybody on. Desperation. That's not tactics. That's not plans. That's not identity. That's desperation. That's knowing you're getting booed at the end of the game. That's knowing you're losing the crowd, the fan base. You've lost quite a lot of. But let's have an argument amongst the fan base. Let's, Farke in, no, let's go Farke out. Listen, I'm Farke out. Simple as that. But the 49ers have to get this right. They have to. And I'll be brutally honest here, I don't particularly trust them overly much after the last 2 weeks of the window. They've got to get a man in who's not only able to get more out of us from now to January, but is able to entice big players to our club that will keep us in this league. We're Leeds United. We're a big club. We can get people to the club. There's no doubt in that. But we need better at the club right now. The only change we can do right now, the only thing that we can change is the manager. If you look at Wolves, they've changed manager. You look at Forest, changed manager. Look at West Ham, changed manager. And they're both doing a lot better. Forest hammered Liverpool 3-0 yesterday. West Ham got 2-2 against Bournemouth. We're now in the relegation zone. We're sleepwalking our way back to the Championship. The sooner people realise it, the better. We are under the metric that Farke set for himself. A point a game. It doesn't stack up now, Daniel. At what point are we going to wake up? At what point are the fan base actually going to unite and go, you know what, enough's enough? And people can talk about his 100-point season, and his 100-point season, this, that, and on. I don't give a shit. When you've got the best players with the highest ever valued squad in the league, with the highest ever wages in the league, you're expected to win week in, week out. In fact, a lot of the times he did win close games, it wasn't down to his tactical genius. It was down to individual genius of players. Manor Solomon, Dan James, at that level. We don't have that. We're one of the worst teams in this league. We have to be at 100% every game to stand a chance. And with this man, we're held back. He plays with a handbrake on most of the time. We've scored 11 goals in 12 games. We conceded 22. Something needs to change. There's a list of managers that we have went through from now until the cows come home, we can go through them until the 49ers make a decision. I said prior to this, I think after the City game, that'll be it. I can't see how the 49ers can do anything but sack Daniel Farke. The man's done. He's done. I want to say on record, thank you for getting us out of the Championship, Daniel. But my good God, you're nowhere near Premier League level. Nowhere near. Your tactics are inept. Your subs are inept. I don't get it, and I don't think you got it either. I don't think you get the club. If you're able to sit in a press conference and patronise us time and time and time again, you don't get us. You don't get it. And the vast majority of the club's never going to get you, Daniel. This isn't Norwich City, this is Leeds United. Listen, I want to thank you all if you got this far. This has been a rant. If you've got this for 30 odd minutes, please like, comment, subscribe, and see how the week goes. Hopefully we get some good news. Just remember, managers come and go. We'll always be here. We're the support. We're the lifeblood of any club. The fans are the life and soul of any club. So we can't be splitting this. We have to be together. But always be together, marching on together. We sing the song. As I say, on, on. Thanks for watching.